Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Shut Your Mouth Lounge podcast, I think. I'm not exactly sure anymore. And we've got Addy here with us.
I still have yet to freaking edit the last podcast.
Oh, fuck.
Bloody hell.
And, oh, fuck. And Pink here with us. Oh, boy, if the crowd's wondering why last week's podcast was late.
Addy, you failure. You failed us all. You had one job.
Also,
I actually had a shit ton of jobs, so...
Also,
That
I'm
is
Alex.
true.
I can't get a word in edgewise. Alright, well, shit. What the fuck was that?
Noise.
Okay, Okay, that's easy
Yeah,
enough.
right off the bat, my computer shuffled around. That's a good way to start.
That's easy enough to edit out. Alright, so the first topic is Cliff Blezsinski taking a hiatus from game development. For those who aren't aware, and by that I mean probably both of you, Cliff Blezsinski was the guy behind Gears of War. And a ton of shit since then that has been total fucking garbage.
Wasn't he the guy behind Jazz Jackrabbit?
What the fuck is Jazz Jackrabbit?
You've never played Jazz Jackrabbit?
No.
It's like... How should I put it? It's basically a run and gun, only with Sonic.
Okay, so this is... I assume this is some weird 90s game that just kind of happened.
Yeah, it's a really old, it's software, I think, or ID, or whatever you want to call it. Game, like, who made Doom? It was a game by them, I think.
Id Software, yeah. Alright, I'm looking this up. Let's see. Jazz Jackrabbit was by Epic, so the same company that Cliff Blezsinski had always been working on.
So yeah, it was made by that guy. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Whatever, yeah.
And let's see, yeah, he also made the entire fucking Unreal series. I don't know if either of you guys have ever played any of the Unreal games, like Unreal Championship, Unreal Tournament.
Nope.
Okay, well, they're some of the most innovative games in existence. Responsible for the Unreal Engine, which everything now that exists in the world of gaming nowadays is built upon.
Yep.
Here's the part where Addy knows. Basically, every fighting game that's come out in the last 5 years was built on the Unreal 4 engine. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I know that a shit ton of everything is done on Unreal. Hell, I wanted to learn how to freaking write games on Unreal, but then my PC couldn't handle the engine, so...
Yep.
But...
So that... He made that, and then he made Gears of War, which... You know, everyone knows Gears of War, huge fucking thing a couple of years ago. Now it's kind of a shit franchise in the background. But Gears of War, once upon a time, was one of the defining games of AAA game development. And it pretty much made the cover shooter what it was. Or what it is, I guess. And, of course, it further advanced the Unreal Engine. And he also made Bulletstorm. Did either of you guys play Bulletstorm? Oh, right, Addy, you did, right?
Nope.
Oh.
I said that I saw that it existed and that it has Duke Nukem, and that's it.
Well, the new version has Duke Nukem. The original version didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made that. And then after he finished up work on the Gears of War original trilogy, I did not know that every Gears of War after Gears of War 3 was not Cliff Blezsinski. I did not know that. But after that, he started work on... Did either of you guys hear about Lawbreakers?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
The only thing I ever heard about it was vaguely an Overwatch ripoff.
The only thing
Yeah.
that I've heard about it is that it's a flop, and that's about all I've heard.
Oh yeah, it was a huge flop, which was weird for Cliff Blezsinski because he was supposed to be one of the legendary game developers. And just a month ago or two, probably just a month ago, they released Radical Heights, which is also a blatant knockoff of like Fortnite and PUBG. So it's kind of this weird thing where Cliff Blezsinski went from being one of the biggest innovators in the industry to just shamelessly knocking off other people's innovations.
Following the trend.
Yeah. And now
You either die on legendary game designer or live long enough to see yourself become a meme.
become a hack.
Yeah.
So, Blezsinski announced that he's actually, I think it was taking a hiatus, but it very well may mean he's just done with game development altogether. And it feels kind of incredible and also kind of sad, because, you know, game developers that are big names, like names that you remember, are kind of rare, and it's kind of sad to see Blezsinski just fail like that. Especially considering that with the Unreal Engine, he has pretty much built modern gaming as it is.
He should just make a Just Jackrabbit 4. The third game was shit.
There
But
wasn't.
yeah.
Was there a third game?
Yeah, Just Jackrabbit 3D.
Okay, because it's only his work is
As
only
he only
like,
worked on the first two.
he only worked on the first two, yes.
Okay, that explains why the third one was so bad.
And the fourth one was exclusive to the Game Boy Advance. There was a fourth one.
Why?
I don't fucking know. The Game Boy Advance was a weird ass little handheld. You got it for Pokemon and nothing else.
Yeah. But yeah, if he freaking returns, he should start working on Just Jackrabbit 5 then, I guess. That's basically just Gears of War with rabbits.
Yeah, shut up.
I mean, have you even looked at the game?
I don't
It might
want
as well
to.
be.
If it's one of your fucking weird platformer games that were only popular in Eastern Europe, I'd be better off not knowing.
It was only popular on the PC because it was a PC-only game.
Well, I mean, not every PC-only game is popular on the PC.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that I've seen Americans talk about it like it was big over there, so you know.
I don't know. The only PC platformer I remember being really big in the 90s was oh fuck, where'd the derp fish come from? Oh, Commander Keen, I think. Yeah, that's the only one I ever see referenced from the 90s PC platformers. Admittedly, I'm not.
The ones go ahead.
Admittedly, I'm not much of an expert.
Yeah, the ones I see reference are Commander Keen, Jill of the Jungle, and Jazz. Sometimes Jazz is one of the rarer. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but I don't know. For me, it kind of sucks because I did like Gears of War, but at the same time, Cliff Blezzinski wasn't but one of the big gaming personalities that I knew about. Like, I'd be more sad about Hideo Kojima suddenly just doing shit and leaving the games industry. Which instead, the games industry left him, so, you know.
Yeah.
Other than Hideo Kojima, I don't think there's too many game developers I'm real big on. Just like individual dudes. I'm sure there's somebody I'm forgetting. Oh, but there's one that, just kind of trying to lead into the next topic here. So, y'all know David Cage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, how many David Cage games have either of you played?
None.
I'd have to look through his catalog to see if I've played anything, but probably none as well.
He has Beyond Two Souls. He has Fahrenheit. He has what else?
Fahrenheit.
Sean.
Heavy Rain, but Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Heavy Rain.
Fahrenheit wasn't Fahrenheit over here. It was something else.
It's Indigo Prophecy.
Indigo Prophecy, yes. Which they're actually giving away Beyond Two Souls on PS Plus right now. I've not bothered to go and get it because I just don't care. If anyone is unaware, I fucking hate David Cage with a passion. Because he's such a fucking shit. Like, I mean, admittedly, I am a fan of the Best Friends Play YouTubers, which are pretty much defined by their hatred of David Cage, but, I mean, they're right. Because if you watch or play all the David Cage games, you notice certain things. Like, for instance, every one of David Cage's games has a rape scene. Yeah.
Gotta fill that quota.
Oh, yeah. And most of them have scenes where the mentally ill are portrayed as monsters in the strangest way. Like, there's a part of Beyond Two Souls where you are are in like a mental institution, and the mentally ill act like zombies that are trying to get you or something.
Hmm.
But people are getting really worried about this upcoming one, the Detroit Become Human that he's coming out with soon. Which actually, by the time this podcast is released, that game will have already come out. So watch me shit on it and absolutely eat my words, as it turns out to be pretty good. But people are really worried because it's going to be about like discrimination against androids and like racism against androids, and people are really worried because David Cage is a guy who historically thinks of himself as an artist, a very artsy guy who thinks of himself as very subtle and putting in very subtle messages. None of that is true. He's very, very blatant and obvious. And they've already confirmed that one of the things that'll be going on in Detroit Become Human is that a big thing of discrimination against the androids is that they sit in the back of the bus. So, people are heavily predicting, for good reason, this game is probably going to have a lot of really uncomfortable, way too on-the-nose racism shit, where it's like, you can make a video game about racism or would it be allegory? Allegorical racism? Probably. Yeah, allegorical racism works there. And like, if you do it right, then it's fine. But if you're literally just going to copy the entirety of the Jim Crow laws and civil rights movement of America, it's like, that's not only really lazy, but also potentially offensive. Which, I mean, the offensive part isn't so big to me because I think it's important that we do acknowledge what happened in America.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But at the same, I think there's more so based from, I don't know. I'm not gonna get too hard into that, but it's still like, it's David Cage, that stupid fucking Frenchman, being just like, I'm gonna copy the fucking American civil rights movement and say that I'm an artist for changing it from black people to robots. And of
My
course,
question is there going to be on I'm not sure if I want to say this joke, but whatever. So yeah, is there going to be a team of robots that will inspire a superhero?
what?
Black Panther.
That was such a tangential, like, oh man. Oh man, Addy, that's not a good connection to make. Let's just pretend you didn't say that. That almost made it look like Addy, just a thought went off in his head that when he hears black people, he thinks Black Panther.
No, actually, the civil rights movement part made me think of Black Panther.
I mean, it's not a great connection though, because
I mean, wasn't it on civil rights movement's name before?
Well, yes, but that was totally on accident.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby did not mean to do that. They actually originally wanted to call him the Coal Tiger, but they decided that name was lame and did Black Panther instead. Which, you know, they were right. I mean, I'd have a hard time seeing a movie named Coal Tiger.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, but at the same time, I like the Coal Tiger design a lot better.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it looked hideous. It looked like old Batman, you know, like old Batman with the purple gloves and shit. It reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, and also a screenshot is already released of, like, the main character of Detroit Become Human is a woman, and there's already a screenshot dropped where it looks like very clearly there's going to be a rape scene. Like, we just know there's going to be a rape scene. The screenshot has already fucking released. And God, oh, I'm getting so angry that I've lost my point. Fuck. Which the thing is, did you guys hear about the whole controversy about David Cage and his whole studio last year?
No,
I did not. What happened?
Okay, well, it turns out, like, there's a lot of accusations of David Cage sexually harassing the female employees, which would should come as a surprise to fucking no one, considering. Which,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, by the way, every game also features a scene of the female main character being naked in her apartment for no reason. So there's that too. And also, apparently, they make a lot of like bad racial jokes in that studio with like lots of racial slurs, which is also going to harm the racism allegory of this game. And there's a fucking interview apparently with David Cage where David Cage legitimately just says, "I can't be racist. I worked with a black guy for Fahrenheit. I can't be sexist. I worked with Ellen Page on Beyond Two Souls." There's a lot of homophobic jokes, and he said, "I can't be against gay rights. I worked with Ellen Page." And I'm just like, Ellen Page hadn't even come out of the closet yet when you made that game. Shut the fuck up. And apparently, like, in the background of that interview, you can see on the whiteboard behind him, they did the interview in the studio, and apparently you can literally just see a doodle someone had made on the whiteboard of a penis with an ass farting. Like, they just have a drawing of dick butt there?
I mean, wouldn't you?
No?
Not in a professional environment, and not in my personal environment either.
Does freaking David Cage strike you as a professional?
Eddie has a valid point.
Like, I'd encourage either of you to look into the mess of a game that is Omicron, the Nomad Dream, or... Oh, is it... It's not Nomad Dream, it's something else. The Nomad... Fuck. I forget. But it's...
That's an interesting title.
The Nomad Fuck. Yeah. Might as well be, all things considered. Which, that is a game that starts off with... The entire base mechanic of the game is that you're possessing someone, and that you can swap bodies between all the random civilians in the game. And just take over whatever NPCs you feel like. The game starts off with you taking control of a cop, and then you go to the cop's apartment and fuck the cop's wife in the cop's body. Like, that's a whole nother level of cuckolding, by the way.
Yeah.
Fucking a guy's wife in his body. Also, by the way, that is also rape, because she thinks you're not you. That's...
Multiple problems with that.
Yeah. Among other problems of what made David Cage think, oh, well, I need to start this game off with you having sex with the character's wife. And also, of course, it's the fucking 90s, so they're not really having sex. It's just her in her underwear model. Yeah. I like... I don't know. Heavy Rain was alright. I'll say Heavy Rain was alright. Now, let's move on before I put my foot in my mouth any harder, because whenever I get into a topic where I get angry is usually when I put my foot in my mouth and it turns out that everything I said was wrong.
Alright.
Because I reference it constantly, but there was a fucking episode of the old podcast where I just spent the entire episode ranting about Day 2K15, and it turned out everything I said was wrong. Alright, let's see. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. We all hate Call of Duty here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played Ghosts online when it was in beta.
Ooh.
And yeah.
I feel like the worst part about Call of Duty is its multiplayer.
It's the only part of it now.
Yep, that's the thing. It's online. It's going to be an online multiplayer fest fully now. Oh my god. So it's just going to have a Battle Royale mode instead of single player mode, which that is so much. You've all seen the Steve Buscemi picture where he's wearing the AC/DC shirt and he's in the high school with a skateboard and the backwards cap, and he's like, "How do you do, fellow kids?"
Yeah.
Like, it's that. Because the fucking Battle Royale craze is going to be dead within the year.
I hope. I hope that it will die out.
It's such
we went to something that's actually interesting for more than 5 minutes every 30 hours.
It's such a flash in the pan thing. It can't work consistently, is the issue. And the thing is, by the time Black Ops 4 comes out, it'll already be dead. Now, admittedly, I don't have much space to get for gripes there because Red Dead Redemption 2 is heavily speculated to have a Battle Royale mode, which, God help me, I hope not. But
It's Rockstar. It will happen. You want Red Dead Redemption will not feature a story mode. It will instead feature a Battle Royale mode as well.
Yeah,
Just
single
to
player
try-
campaign, it's just a battle royale mode.
Yeah.
man, the Old West was weird. I
I
trust
mean, yeah. Go ahead.
I trust Rockstar way more than I trust Activision, though, I should say. Because
I trust Rockstar mode, but then there's also GTA Online, and that makes it really questionable. Like, you know, on the base level, I trust Rockstar mode, but then I expect them to fringe out more.
right, but at least the single player will be good. I mean,
If there will be one.
the thing is, GTA Online is the first instance they've really had of this level of garbage. Because GTA 4's multiplayer and Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer were both very, very different. Did either of you guys play either of those?
No, I did not.
Okay, GTA 4's multiplayer can best be surmised as there's a lot of shooter modes, and there's kind of a basic dick around with your friends in free roam mode, but there's none of what we see now. And Red Dead Redemption's mode was what I wish GTA Online would have been. Because there was progression and there was kind of the free roam world where you got to mess around and buy shit and, you know, continually upgrade your character and all that. But it wasn't like the kind of situation where, you know, buy the $50 shark card for $5 million in game. Also, by the way, every update is introducing a new fucking vehicle that costs $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with GTA Online, and this is a thing with GTA 5 as well. In my opinion, anyway, it's a reason why I'm disappointed. Is just there's a lot of things to do, but also nothing to do.
Oh my god,
Because-
that is the
because
exact that is the exact issue with GTA 5 that I have.
Because yeah, that's why I don't like GTA 5 and Rockstar, by extension. Because, you know, like I've played GTA San Andreas. San Andreas was a game that was okay for it. Well, okay, it was really good for its time. It hasn't aged the best. It's still pretty good.
The
It's still pretty good, but yeah.
The graphics have aged terribly, and a lot of the like walking and driving controls terribly, but it's still got a shit ton of content for a game that old.
Yeah, it's got a freaking lot of content. But then Pink can freaking back me up on this because we played together. What we did in a 3-hour or so game session was go and buy clothes, go and play darts and fail at it, and then try to go and golf, but then the game decided to just die. So that's 3 hours.
Well, I still need to pick up a copy of GTA 5 for the Xbox One. My birthday's coming up. Maybe I'll look into it then. But I think with GTA Online, there's still some fun you can have in private sessions, not in fucking public lobby. Not in public lobby, because in public lobby, some 12-year-old's just gonna roll up on you with his fucking $30 billion sports car that's bulletproof and detonates constantly and has flamethrowers attached to the front. And also can fucking fly for some reason. You seen that they introduced new cars that can fly in that game?
No.
I did not know that.
There's a jet bike that by pressing down on the left stick, it flies. It has a fucking jet engine on the back. And there's a DeLorean.
Bloody hell.
There's a DeLorean that turns into a VTOL. Like, it can fly through the air like a fucking VTOL. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, all we did with Pink is farm money by doing races, and that's about it.
Races, I think, could be fun with 3 of us. Shootouts could be fun with the 3 of us, but also races and shootouts would be things we could do in public lobby. But I feel like a lot of the
shouldn't.
What? What?
But we shouldn't do them in public lobby.
Well, I mean, a race or just a regular death match, I think, could work fine in public lobby because you aren't gonna get ruined. Because getting killed and killing is the objective, rather than just being a jackass and trying to ruin someone else's day.
Well, yeah, but you also need to reach the what's it called, the activity start, don't you?
No, you can just start shit from your phone.
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
Yeah. And,
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about the phone.
yeah, and when you have people in your party, they get dragged along with you. But what was I going to say? For just sticking around in free roam, that's absolutely something we could do in private lobby. And there's all kinds of games you can just make up yourself. I mean, at the worst, we can just leech some shit and copy some shit off of Achievement Hunter. Because Lord knows how many fucking games they've made in GTA 5. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that we'll have some fun with GTA Online when we pick that up. What were we talking about?
Black Ops, the 7th.
Yes. Just 7 eyes straight in a row.
Yep.
That's
by the way, have you seen that I think Dark Souls 4 is supposed to have the same set of eyes, the 4 eyes.
I didn't know Dark Souls 4 was going to be a thing.
I think it might have been a mock-up. I have no idea because I don't give enough shits about Dark Souls to research whether it's getting a sequel or not.
Okay.
Did everyone just forget how to do Roman numerals or what?
I'm gonna be honest. I think you're looking at a mock-up because if Dark Souls 4 if Dark Souls 4 was confirmed, I would have heard about it. I think more than likely someone saw what Call of Duty was doing with their with the four eyes and decided to try and do it with a bunch of game series that are more respected, like Dark Souls or say Legend of Zelda, just to see how stupid it would look. Because you know how people on the internet are.
Yeah.
But yeah, Black Ops 4, which by the way, I feel like it should be said about the 4 eyes. I almost feel like they did that because they think the audience is too stupid to understand real Roman numerals. Has anyone else thought about that?
It's certainly possible.
I mean, it's not like Call of Duty is the one of the series that really expects a lot of intelligence on the behalf of its players.
It's far from cerebral.
Yeah.
I mean, have you looked at the last 2 games titles? Or maybe it was the last 3, I don't remember, but all of them had been Warfare. Just so you can remember.
Yeah, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare. Yeah, I picked up Infinite Warfare so I could play it with my dad, even though I hate Call of Duty.
I played through Infinite Warfare on PS4 because my friend who lent me his PS4 bought the PS4 with Call of Duty. And let me tell you, I mean, I guess I had some fun. I like the freaking, what's it called, the weapon customization, but that's about it. Like, I liked being able to have an assault rifle that's also a sniper rifle, and then a shotgun that's also like a freaking bolt action gun.
That's stupid.
I mean, it is, but it was fun. It was the most fun thing about the game.
I'd have to assume that doesn't apply to multiplayer, because not only would that fuck up balance really badly, but it'd just be really stupid, honestly. Just the idea of a shotgun turning into a sniper rifle, like, is stupid from both a gameplay standpoint and a logic standpoint. Because is the gun fucking loading 2 different kinds of ammo at once? Where would it have the room for this?
The shotgun has a thing, whatever, a customization.
Is it an underslung? Is it an underslung? Like how on an M16 you can attach a shotgun to the bottom of the barrel on a. Is it buck? Let me change it. Is it buck?
I don't think it's buck. Like last I remember, I had an assault rifle that turned into a sniper rifle by switching firing modes and also scopes, but basically glass.
So it's Widowmaker. It's actually Widowmaker.
And then I also had a shotgun that had a what's it called, a sight, where the sight focused all of the shots in one place, so the shotguns pellets didn't go in different places, they all went in one.
Okay, that I don't know if that was like, if we're talking about the same thing, but I love when that happens in games, because like, there are some games, Payday 2 is really big about it, where somehow when you look down the sights of a shotgun, it causes the spread to tighten. And it's, by what logic? By raising the gun up to your eye, now the spread has tightened. The barrel has gotten longer, I guess. That's a unique superpower. I lengthen the barrel of any gun I hold up to my eye.
To your neck.
Yeah. It does look like he's like just putting the butt of the shotgun up against his rib cage, you know? His fucking sternum. so that when he properly fires the gun off, his ribcage just explodes. Ah.
Shatter all the bones. Like that's good for your health. Good for getting away with all that cash.
Yep.
Plus, he has to carry the bags of like money.
I mean, after what we did with what we did against the tasers that one time.
Did you record that?
No, but
Okay, you didn't record that.
Because a picture of me breaking my neck and my arm while I'm being down by a taser and I'm firing at it, and the taser was like 50 meters away.
Yeah, tasers do that. It's a weird animation, but yeah, I think
We should record Payday.
we probably should. We probably should, especially Shadow Heist, because it'd be great to record 15 straight hours of footage of us all getting angry at each other for failing so hard on a stealth level.
I mean, I'm on paper I'm the best on stealth, just by stats. But then, have you seen me play? Like, you know, like I have the most concealable weapons, and then I shoot everybody because why not?
Oh my god, you cannot do that on stealth.
Yeah, I know. Like whenever I actually try to do stealth, it just goes wrong. Because either I run out of zip ties, I run out of freaking body bags, I run out of bloody seconds until somebody notices me, or they look at the bloody camera or something, and then it just goes off.
Well, you can take
Some kid sees him acting suspicious and just puts a post on Snapchat and goes viral, so everyone knows that somebody's trying to rob a bank.
The thing is, you can actually take out security cameras. You have to get a security guard. You have to get a security card or something and break into the camera room and kill the guard who's watching the cameras. But you can absolutely get that.
Or you can just shoot them out.
No, you can't, because the guards will see that they're broken and then they'll detect you.
I mean, usually I shoot at on bank. I shoot at the camera that's near the stairs, and then when they come to check on it, I just shoot them as well.
Well, the heist, trying to stealth the heist on the bank is a little bit different because there's you can. Oh fuck! I think there's only 3 pagers you can answer, and I think there's 3 guards at the bank, so it fits. But they're fucking stingy with the pagers in that game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? It's probably not 3. It's probably more like 6. But you know,
It's 3.
maybe it's a thing you can upgrade later. I don't know.
I think it is.
All right, but what was I going to say? Right, the question about Call of Duty Black Ops 4. You can tell we're trying to struggle away from this topic because none of us really get into Call of Duty. The issue with the Black Ops 4, I think, is more so going to be, can they tank it? Does Activision have enough money and enough faith in the Call of Duty series to really tank what an inevitable failure this game will be? Which, again, crossing my fingers that it is a failure and I don't sound like a fool.
Yeah. Pretty sure the last Call of Duty they released underperformed as well, so if that trend continues, I'd be fine with it, honestly.
Watch it be the game of the year because it features those single player story and freaking Battle Royale
Oh
mode.
yeah, they've saved themselves with that Battle Royale mode. It's like, once everyone hears that Call of Duty's a Battle Royale, everybody's gonna want it.
I mean, you joke, but I actually saw
No more
people
Fortnite. I don't need this game anymore. Free to play, yeah, sure, but now Call of Duty Battle Royale, totally worth it.
I mean, do you freaking do you expect people not to want to play Fortnite?
Well, the thing that
Are you asking if I expect better of people?
Yeah.
That is a big question, though. The fact that they're introducing this, Fortnite is still free. Like, if people want the Battle Royale mode, they'll just play more. They'll just play more fucking Fortnite.
I mean, you would think. That's probably one of the reasons that PUBG's failing so hard right now.
Oh yeah, PUBG is fucking sinking. Though I think another big reason is that, you know, whoever he is, player unknown, actually isn't bothering to really update the game, so it still looks like shit.
Have you played? You haven't freaking heard the freaking half of it. On Xbox it doesn't even run. at all. I mean,
Oh,
okay, it runs, but it runs at 3 frames per second. So
Didn't Microsoft like buy them out so they could have their exclusive or whatever?
oh yeah.
no, it's just a thing. So it's just an agreement basically where it's exclusive for a while. I think it's exclusive until it comes out of beta or something.
PUBG is a fucking mess on Xbox. I've seen the footage. Like the fucking what's it called? Where the textures don't come in, the texture loading is a fucking problem in that game, and it's hideous. Because the textures will not load unless you sit in one specific spot for 5 minutes, and the textures will still only load in that specific spot. If you want the textures to load in other places, you're gonna have to go there and wait another 5 minutes there. So it's just you and the dude shooting at each other from other sides of the blob.
But yeah, hearing about freaking Battle Royale games failing makes me just shed a crocodile tear.
Well, I mean, Fortnite's still doing great. I mean, PUBG is failing, but that's just because it got beat out by a different Battle Royale game that dared to be free.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but hopefully Fortnite dies sometime. There's always hope.
There's always hope, but don't set your expectations high.
Yeah.
Like, Black Ops 4 will fail no matter what, because firstly, Fortnite does what it does for free, and secondly, because Infinite Warfare also undersold like crazy. But whether or not Fortnite will last will be an entirely different question altogether. But that's enough talking about games we hate. Let's talk about a game that none of us have ever played. Shenmue.
I've honestly never even heard of it.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Wow. So yeah, Shenmue is what should I compare it to?
Yakuza?
Bloody. Yeah, kind of like Yakuza, only old.
Yakuza, except it's old.
Yakuza, but worse, basically. Because Yakuza is basically the full realization of what Shenmue could have been. It's kind of a... Shenmue bases itself around the idea of, like, you're a guy who walks around and you can control, like, little aspects of his daily life. Like, I think you can go eat at restaurants or go play at the arcade or something. You get into fist fights with thugs on the street. And it was known at the time for, like, it had a full day-night cycle, which this was... Shit, when did Shenmue come out? Oh, I'm looking it up.
Should I look it up?
I'm looking it up right now. I actually got a new keyboard that doesn't sound like the fucking tidal wave.
Hear it.
Ah, fuck me. Whatever, it's better than what it was. Alright.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It came out in 1999 in Japan, and it came out in 2000 in the States. But it came out on the Dreamcast, which was Sega's attempt at getting kind of even with that whole era of gaming, which that would have been... the Dreamcast would have been the attempt at getting even with the PS2 and the GameCube and the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Not the Xbox yet. The Xbox came out. The Xbox came after the Dreamcast, I think.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Xbox was pretty late. It was like 2003, maybe.
Yeah, that's because the Xbox is actually the new Sega console. By that I mean, yeah. Did you not know that?
No, I found something else.
Oh.
Shenmue.
But yeah.
Shenmue is on the PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah.
Since when?
Well, I guess I know what I have to go play now.
Yeah.
Yakuza, but old.
Yeah, Yakuza, but worse. But since Yakuza is a PlayStation exclusive, it's the only one you're getting on Xbox.
That's my only option.
Get fucked. But yeah, Shenmue at the time was like seen as incredibly innovative because it had a full day-night cycle where you'd go roam around during the day, probably go to sleep at night. I don't know. I've only seen footage of the game's QuickTime events because it innovated QuickTime events. That's the big thing about.
That's reason to hate it.
Uh-huh.
I think in the game you had to do like forklift jobs to get money or something.
Probably. I think it also had a weather cycle, which was huge at the time. Because weather was like a real thing. Weather is still a thing that most games don't really acknowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard... Oh, I better not talk about it. But, yeah, the thing about it innovating QuickTime events, it depends on how they're implemented. Because QuickTime events really aren't a thing nowadays because they got a bad reputation for good reason. But I still do feel like a QuickTime event is fine if you can see it, if the game makes it known that it's coming. When the game just springs a QuickTime event on you out of nowhere, is that some bullshit?
Basically, whenever any game.
How did I fail a cutscene?
Basically, any time a game should start a QuickTime event, it should say get ready to dance, and then just start the game of DDR up.
Yeah. There actually are several games that will let you know of upcoming QuickTime events by like telling you get ready. Oh, what game was it that did that? I don't remember. Fuck. But like,
I don't remember, but maybe Castlevania had it.
Maybe. But like God of War, probably the game most famous for its QuickTime events. The thing about God of War was, whenever God of War sprung a QuickTime event on you, it was in an expected spot. Like whenever you were doing a finishing move on a boss. Like that's exactly when you'd expect to get a QuickTime event. As opposed to say, like, as much as I love Telltale, like Telltale can sometimes just spring some on you for no reason because that's the only form of direct combat gameplay they have.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite form of QuickTime events was at the start of Spider-Man 3.
Oh man, I haven't played Spider-Man 3 since well over 10 years ago.
I haven't played Spider-Man 3 since I saw it back when I had it for the PS2. So yeah, that wasn't yesterday. But yeah, at the start you can just fail the person you're supposed to save so badly. Have you seen the fail animations for the
Oh
start
yeah,
of
yes, I believe I have actually. I believe I heard that Spider-Man 3 is one of those delightful games where if you fail the QTEs, your character just totally flops and dies and explodes.
But yeah, there's this part in Spider-Man 3, or have you played it?
I've not played it.
Yeah, so at the start, you're in this burning building, and after you fought your way out of a couple of goons, you have to escape the place with QuickTime events. And there's a spot right before you exit the building, rather, where Spider-Man jumps up. He sees a woman strapped to a bomb, and if you press the button, he grabs the woman and they jump out of the window. If you fail to press the button, he forgets how to put out his web, falls on the ground, and both blow up.
Oh, Shenmue also apparently was one of the big innovators of NPCs actually having daily routines. So Skyrim apparently has a little bit to pay to Shenmue, or Fallout. Interesting. But yeah, basically Shenmue, since you aren't aware, Pink, Shenmue and Shenmue 2 came out basically around the same time, 2000, 2001. And the thing is, they built the series as being like a series that would have 6 entries to fill out like the longest fucking story in the world. And they only made the 2. And everyone was really disappointed about it, and it was still a big pissy thing for a lot of the old fans. And just a couple of years ago, they did a Kickstarter and actually got together the crowdfunding for Shenmue 3, and they said it was going to come out in 2018, and now it's 2018, and they said they'll come out in 2019.
Now it's going to come out in 2020 and 2021.
Because the thing is,
they'll continue.
Yep, because the first Shenmue was crazy innovative for its time, and they probably want Shenmue 3 to be crazy innovative for its time, and have like full-on, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd want like a season system and everything. Which, by the way, can I just say that's one thing that does not exist outside of farming games like Stardew Valley, and I really want it to exist in multiple games. Could you imagine if GTA had a season system where there's?
I mean, it does have the Christmas update online,
but it doesn't
for one day.
For one day, yes, and also the fact that it's fucking Los Angeles. Since when does it snow in Los Angeles?
Never.
I mean,
the only game that I remember having even the closest thing to a weather system anywhere close to recent is Assassin's Creed 3, where you have to go through I think all of the seasons actually.
Assassin's Creed 3 is really good about it, but the issue is that since Assassin's Creed 3 actually tries to work with a proper chronology, there is no actual system of the seasons progressing. It just matters about where you are in the story.
Yeah.
With that said, Assassin's Creed 3, like, if there's one thing you can praise Assassin's Creed 3 for, it's probably the game that's best handled snow effects so far in gaming. Because the snow in that game looks fucking great.
Yeah.
But, what was I going to say? Fuck, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, the issue with Shenmue 3 is that they're going to keep going with like, oh, we need to bring this in, we need to bring this in, we need to bring this in, and it's not going to come out because they're putting too much into it. By the time it comes out, it'll be a disappointment. Because the longer the development is, the more hype builds, you know? Because you gotta always remember Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh yeah.
Which
you never forget.
Oh yeah. If any of you have played Duke Nukem Forever has the most hilarious game structure because you can directly see where every stage of the game came from a different stage of shooters in real life. Where it goes from being typical Duke Nukem, where it's cartoonish and he's like a big misogynist who's like, yeah, strippers. And then just suddenly it gets real fucking serious and you're in an alien ship and people are being tortured and dying in slow, painful fashion. And it's like a perfect, like, it's an ironically perfect metaphor for the change in shooters where they went from being bright, happy explosion fests like Doom or Duke Nukem to fucking Call of Duty or Gears of War being grim and gritty. Which, may I say, I am so fucking happy that we're back to being big, colorful explosion shooters like Doom and Overwatch, and not fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah.
There's not much we can say on Shenmue 3. I can talk about Yakuza, but the Yakuza would also fit under the what I've been playing for this last week category. Which, I've been doing a shit ton of stuff in this last week, so... I mean, if you guys want to go first, then you're welcome to, but at the same time, I can talk about a lot of shit.
Well, you go ahead and get started.
Alright, first things first, for the first time this week, for the first time, rather, have watched Ghostbusters.
You've never seen Ghostbusters before?
No, I've never seen Ghostbusters before.
That is so weird to me.
I don't know, I'd seen like one or two scenes, like in passing. Like I think I'd seen before the scene of the famous Dickless scene. I'd seen that dialogue stretch.
Yeah.
And I think I'd seen when Bill Murray first walks in and meets Zool. Which, by the way, can I say I fucking hated Bill Murray in that movie. I'm not a fan of Bill Murray in general, but his character was just annoying levels of jackass. Like, Dr. Venkman is just a fucking asshole. Why does everybody like him? He's not even like... I'd be fine with him being an asshole if it was acknowledged that he's an asshole, but instead it's played up as him being a good old, oh, that Venkman. And it's like, no, yeah. He's an asshole. The movie starts out with him fucking over some random guy that we don't even know because he's trying to get with some blonde chick that is never seen again.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that it was the 80s, but still, it's not, oh, that Venkman, it's, wow, Venkman is a piece of shit. I did like the other three Ghostbusters, though. They were alright, but they don't get much focus.
Yep.
Like, especially... Poor fucking, what's their names? Stance and Zedmore? Is that their names? Those two get almost nothing. Especially considering how big of a comedic star Dan Aykroyd was at the time. He was one half of the fucking Blues Brothers. Overall, the movie, I'd say, was alright. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near deserving of the praise it gets. Maybe it's just me.
I agree with you there. But I do still really like it. Like, I don't view it as the cultural phenomenon that everyone else does, but it's still a fun movie, in my opinion.
Well, there's one thing I accept about it, and that it, in a kind of odd way, it's almost one of the first superhero movies in an odd way. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
But for it to be a comedy, only once did I laugh in the entire movie. or even find something anywhere near funny. The only line in the entire movie I thought was funny was the dickless line. Rick Moranis was good in it, but Rick Moranis is good in everything. I feel bad. Like, the writing on his character was bad, though.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's Moranis. He usually gets handed the shitty little nerd characters. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't so good, but I'm just going to find it impossible to criticize Moranis too much just because I fucking love Little Shop of Horrors so much. And Sigourney Weaver's fun and everything. I don't know. And other than that, there's not a whole lot notable about the movie to me. Well, the special effects, other than the the effects they used to put like the dog versions of Zool and Clortho on screen look terrible. They have not aged well.
Yeah.
But other than that, the special effects have actually aged incredibly. Like, even Slimer looks great, and Slimer was pretty much using the same effects that Zool and Clortho were.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a little bit different in Slimer's case, though, because Slimer was very obviously a puppet, whereas Zool and Clortho look like they're kind of like computer-created drawings. And where Slimer was a recording of an actual puppet, so he's an actual higher resolution and looks better, Zool and Clortho are like fucking 200-bit resolution drawings of a dog running, and it looks awful. But the actual Zool and Clortho puppets they got for some of the scenes look alright. Well, I don't know if there's too much really for me to talk about the movie other than I thought it was alright. I mean, I get that it's the big classic, but I don't know that it's really particularly deserving of it.
Yep.
It's definitely not the best thing to have come out of that generation of SNL guys. But then again, I'm more of a Chevy Chase fan anyway, so I'm sure for Bill Murray fans, they fucking love the movie. I just never got the Bill Murray hype. I don't hate him, but I don't understand him either.
I like Bill Murray.
I don't know. It's just out of that generation of SNL guys, I'd much rather take Chevy Chase. Which I say that full well knowing that Chevy Chase is a huge jackass in real life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Still a good actor, though.
Yeah, he's funny. I've also been playing a lot of games this past week. I played Street Fighter V and Warhammer 2, which, I play them every week, so no reason to talk about them. I started playing Yakuza 0 again, which I picked up Yakuza 0 a couple months ago with Brian's help, and I had a lot of fun with it, but then college got in the way, as it usually does.
Yep.
So I wasn't really able to get past the first chapter, and now that I'm actually playing it, holy shit, that game is nuts. Like, the story, I'm still not into the meat of the story, even though I'm 24 hours into the game and still not into the meat of the story. That's when it's a fucking story-heavy game. And I'm taking my sweet time with it and doing all the little side missions, which I feel like almost is probably a mistake, because I'm making no progress outside of the side missions. But the side missions are so much fun. Because you have the two characters, you got Kiryu and Majima. And Kiryu has a little side mission where he runs into a dominatrix that's shitty at her job because she's too polite and nice. And you have an entire side mission. Yakuza is a very dialogue-heavy game, and it gives you dialogue choices kind of in the vein of Telltale. And it's a whole dialogue-heavy mission of you trying to train a dominatrix on how to be a better dominatrix. And it's fucking amazing. Because it's a whole string of you coming in, like, you try and run through the scenarios, and Kiryu, who is this big, tough Yakuza thug, trying his best to play a submissive, the kind of guy who would hire a dominatrix, right?
Yeah.
And every time, like, he's like, punish me or whatever, and then she says something way too polite, and then you have to pick the choice of what her response should be instead. And it's just fucking beautiful. Another mission with Kiryu, you have to be a producer for a film set because the actual producer skipped town. And again, Kiryu, big Yakuza thug, they have to get him out of his nice white suit that he normally wears, and put him into the most incredibly stereotypical Hollywood producer type outfit, where it's like a full on the white dress pants, the pink sweater, a blue jacket like with the arms tied around his neck like as a cape. That whole thing, like when you think of like rich, prissy white boy with blonde hair, the outfit you're thinking of is what they put Kiryu in. And you have to spend the entire time trying to get Kiryu, typical Yakuza tough guy, to go through the like very stereotypical Hollywood, like what would have been thought of as the stereotypical Hollywood things in the 80s, because the game is set in the 80s, where he's like, girl, that whole thing. And then you switch over to Majima's side, and Majima has one of the greatest dialogue bits, because Majima is a very unique looking guy. Majima is a guy with a ponytail, a long black ponytail. He's wearing an eye patch, and he always looks kind of crazy and out there. And he just runs into a girl on the street that says, I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend because I told my dad that I had a boyfriend who was wearing an eye patch and had a long black ponytail and looks dangerous. And Majima says, okay, firstly, why would you ever describe a lie in such detail? Secondly, how the fuck did you describe me perfectly? And then you go to a club and you see a man in just his underwear in the background humping the sky. And later you meet him and his name is the Walking Erection.
Of course.
Which, that's going to go down as one of my favorite names for a character ever. Yeah. And the combat system, as always with Yakuza, is a ton of fun, because the combat system in Yakuza is kind of like old-style beat-em-up, where there's a lot of typical combos and things, and a good dodge and a good block button. And, what was I saying? The big thing about Yakuza is that there's, like, finisher moves that you get from building up meter, and all of them are fucking nuts. And Yakuza 6 had one from the little time I got to play Yakuza 6, where if you grab a guy and do a finisher move on him in the area of a microwave, he tosses the guy's head in through the front glass of the microwave, right? That little front glass panel, and then turns on the microwave with the guy's head in there. And the great thing is, the developers constantly insist that Kiryu never kills anyone. It's like in Arkham Knight, how you can run people over with the Batmobile, and they still insist Batman never kills anyone.
Yep.
Like, you're going at 80 miles per hour in what is effectively a tank, and they launch across the city and can be launched into the fucking river. And it's like, oh, no, Batman didn't kill him. They're fine. Like, what the fuck?
They might be a vegetable for the rest of their lives, but Batman didn't kill him.
That's kind of the thing you have to figure out with Batman eventually. Like, yeah, Batman supposedly has never killed anyone. Batman has crippled a ton of people.
Yeah. They'd be a lot better off if they were dead.
Yeah. There's a part of Batman Arkham Knight where he also just starts throwing out, like, Bane-style backbreakers as moves. It's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I played Yakuza 0, which I'm surprised Addy isn't speaking up more, because Yakuza seems like a series Addy'd be interested in.
I don't have a PS4.
Right. Fuck. Shit, I forgot.
Gotta get that Shenmue.
Yeah. Shenmue for you two. Let's see. I also have been playing Stardew Valley co-op with Soon, which Stardew Valley, do you guys know what Stardew Valley is?
Vaguely.
Okay, yeah, it's basically the spiritual successor to the Harvest Moon series. And it's PC exclusive, to my knowledge. But it's just a game about farming, and then you go out and you go fishing, and you talk with the village people, and you build friendships with them, and eventually you get married and all that. And then you go into the mines and you fight eldritch abominations. Japan is always delightfully weird about that, except that Stardew Valley is American. I don't know if it's American. It might be European. The Europeans love farming games for some reason. But
Which reminds me, we need to freaking record Farming Simulator 15 still.
Oh, we can do that tomorrow. Actually, I'm good to do that because that's another one of those dumb one and done games where we'll just get
Okay.
in, just get in,
Let's
dig
do that because
around.
yeah, that's weird because it's been sitting on my games list for I don't know how long, but I've freaking downloaded and deleted Ground Zeroes like 5 times since I downloaded Farming Simulator once.
Oh, I still need to get Phantom Pain so that we can play that.
I have that downloaded like 2 days ago, so bloody hell, yeah.
Which, yeah, that's another thing. Like Pink will get to try. Like Pink, have you ever played a Metal Gear game?
I've not.
Okay, this is your opportunity to try it because Phantom Pain is free on Xbox.
Yep.
Phantom Pain is really good. I have not played a Metal Gear before it, but it's a stealth game, so you should like it.
Phantom Pain is fucking good. Like
Yeah.
Phantom Pain is like if Far Cry was firstly third person, which automatically makes the game better, but secondly, if the stealth mechanics weren't shit, and thirdly, if you were able to build a massive army and make crazy ass superhero gadgets. Like, I don't know if you know anything about the Metal Gear universe, Pink, but it's full on like a crazy superhero universe.
Oh, I do know a little bit about it.
Yeah,
like-
And I think I've
I
seen
have
enough nonsense posted on the forum as well about it.
yep.
Yeah, for example, I have a sidekick called Quiet, who breathes through her screen and basically teleports all over the place. She's a sniper. So
She's a salamander.
yeah, she's a salamander sniper. But
She's not even a teleporter. She just runs so fast it looks like she's teleporting.
it might as well be teleportation. She's basically the Smash, the freaking Flash. Yeah. Anyway, how I play with her usually is that because I'm a sniper as well, we just go to two different ends of a cliff and just kill everybody from afar, and they can't even get up there.
And then you let Quiet do all the work.
Yeah, for a while.
I love how in Phantom Pain, like, I take Quiet sometimes. Like, I try to balance between all of the buddies, but I take Quiet sometimes, and I'll just be walking along, and I'll suddenly get a little text message that says, outpost cleared. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't do that. I just look over and Quiet killed an entire outpost full of people without me.
Just off doing her own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, another thing that should be noted, Pink, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Metal Gear, like, speaking of not killing, Metal Gear is pretty much one of the only game series in existence that actually gives you the choice to either fight lethally or non-lethally. And you can totally be Batman and just go around the world not killing people and instead just beating the shit out of them.
Alright,
Nice.
and in this game, there's an even bigger advantage to not playing lethally, because if you stun people, then you can attach, what should I call it? I don't know,
The
freaking
Fulton.
rocket.
The Fulton.
Yeah, the Fulton. You get the Fulton, and with that you can just
Kidnap
airlift
people.
people out of the
Just
war zone, and you get the most playable characters later.
kidnap
Help
people,
and
kidnap
you
people
kidnap
and indoctrinate them to your army. Take over the world.
Sounds perfect.
take over freaking Zimbabwe.
It's Angola, not Zimbabwe.
I don't remember where we are in
It's-
the game, so
It's Angola. It's the Angola-Zaire border, I believe. So it's Angola and Zaire, and the other area is Afghanistan. I always preferred the Africa area because it looked way better. There's only so long you can just look at grains of sand and be satisfied.
But yep, I see a lot of sand, and I think I've had my fill for the rest of the year.
Yep.
I don't like the African side only because there's a lot of mud.
Yeah, there's lots of mud, yeah, but it's fucking rainy. Ironically. Nobody start singing Toto, please. So, what were we talking about? Oh, right, I was mentioning Stardew Valley. Right. So, my god, we veer off the topic so much. So, Stardew Valley has been out for 2 or 3 years, and I think I've owned it for the last year or two. Don't exactly remember. And when they first started the game up, they were saying that co-op will be a big part, and then they launched without co-op. And they just, last month, maybe the month before, finally added a co-op mode. And so Soon and I have been playing co-op in that. By the way, trying to farm with Soon is a pain in the ass. Cause Soon...
What is Soon doing?
So, you know how ordinarily when you're farming, you'd like to keep the crops separate in separate fields so that you can keep it organized, and also because crop cycling is a thing? Yes,
Yeah.
Soon don't do that. Like, it's a good thing the game has a skill system, so I've convinced Soon to fuck off from farming and just handle mining and fishing, and just let farming be my business. Because anytime Soon tries to help me with farming, he's like planting parsnips in the tomato fields and eggplants and pumpkins living together. It's just mass chaos. I also figured out the game has a system for like milking cows, right? Well, I figured out that you can try to milk chickens with your milk pail, and it will say so-and-so doesn't produce milk. And that pop-up message will appear for both of us, even though Soon has nothing to do with it. Soon also bought a duck and named it Trump. So whenever Soon's doing something important, I like to go and try and milk the duck so that Soon gets interrupted by a text message saying Trump doesn't give any milk. So that game's some dumb bullshit. Which, also, that game is gonna fucking give me, what's it called? Oh, the disease that a lot of old people have where you're, like, the muscles in your wrist are all fucked up.
Arthritis.
Yes, that game is going to give me fucking arthritis, because you gotta fucking water every individual square of crops, and it's killing me. But, oh, and the other thing I've been co-oping with Soon lately is Stellaris. Which Stellaris was a game that came out about a year ago, and the main thing I remember about Stellaris was Soon would not shut the fuck up about it. And so it's a Paradox game, which Paradox made Crusader Kings, Europa Universalis, Hearts of Iron, and I don't believe you guys have played any of those games because they're fucking niche as hell.
No,
Yeah.
but I have heard of Europa.
The thing about Paradox, the Paradox strategy games is, I believe they're called Grand Strategy, is that they all go in a sequence chronologically. Because Crusader Kings is the medieval times, and then once the medieval times ends, it goes on to Europa Universalis, which covers the Renaissance and colonial eras, and then Hearts of Iron covers the the 20th century, the World Wars, and possibly the Cold War as well. And I know you can actually move your save over from Crusader Kings to Europa Universalis once the timeline ends in Crusader Kings. And so with that, you'll actually have like the geopolitical makeup from your Crusader Kings playthrough will then transfer to Europa Universalis. So
that's cool.
So if in your Crusader Kings playthrough, let's say Germany invaded and conquered Italy, France, and Norway, then that's how it'll be in Europa Universalis.
Then by Hearts of Iron, you start off with Nazi Germany.
Yeah. I don't know if you can transfer your Europa Universalis save to Hearts of Iron. And I really doubt, but it would be fucking cool if you could transfer your Hearts of Iron save to Stellaris, because Stellaris is full-blown sci-fi. And Stellaris starts in the year 2200, which, by the way, that's a comically hilarious, that's a comically unrealistic thing to me. I don't know if it is to you guys. The idea of humanity being a spacefaring empire by the year 2200 is... Am I the only one who thinks that's ridiculous?
No.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're making progress in space travel, but we're not making that much progress. But...
I mean, who knows? Maybe freaking Leonardo da Vinci's machine will be able to work with a spaceship.
Maybe. But the thing is, the game is, like, absurdly detailed. In my first playthrough, I built a human space empire. I tried to expand as far as I could with, I tried to explore as far as I could using science and exploration ships. And I was just trying to keep the actual expansion, though, a bit slow of my proper empire, like claiming systems for myself. And then I found out the hard way, if you have a lot of border space that is explored but not owned, then pirates will build there. So I explored a ton of space without building on it, so pirates just multiplied like crazy and wiped me out. So that was a fucking lame start. And then soon and I started up a co-op campaign, and instead of playing humans, I played like a bunch of weird monkey bear people that are pacifists that love aliens and also love God. And so just basically a religious order of peace and unity and all that and whatever. And I'm doing way better there because even though we're supposed to be like peace and all that, I'm expanding as far as I can. Like at this point, a good quarter of the galaxy belongs to me.
You're not an evangelist, is what you're saying.
Yes.
He's a crusader.
And it's really problematic because there are two xenophobic, militaristic alien empires sitting on my borders that are constant. Like, the game has a system where you can tell other empires that you hate them without actually declaring war on them. Like Kim Jong-un. So those two empires are just sitting on my borders, constantly threatening me, declaring me their rival, and saying that their systems, that a lot of my southern systems belong to them. Which you can tell it's a specifically dedicated system when there's a specifically dedicated game when there's a system for claiming other people's specific, planets as your own instead of just declaring war and taking what you want, Civ style.
Thank you.
So it's a really in-depth game. I'm just now getting to the meat of the game. I've just now recently Soon and I set up a thing. Soon's playing as tree people that he calls the Groot. Because he has to, of course,
The Groot?
Yeah, Pink, you're beating the shit out of your mic, man.
Oh, my bad.
And we actually set up a migration treaty. So half of my people just up and left for Soon's space because Soon's economy is way better than mine. And now it's kind of balancing out, and I'm actually getting some Groots moving into my place. And a Groot got elected president, which was weird.
President Groot. I love it.
Soon said, "We are Groot." And now I'm looking into, I found some primitive bear monkey people that, even though they have a different name and different biological traits, they look identical to my people, but I don't care. And I actually had scientists work on uplifting them and turning them into a full-blown civilization that's a part of my civilization. And there's another planet that's just a bunch of, that's still stuck in the medieval age, and they're all weird bug aliens. And now I'm working on uplifting them. It's a fucking detailed game where you can do that. If I was playing as a more aggressive empire, I could start enslaving other aliens or turn them into food. This is crazy. I've not fully gotten into the game, but I can tell I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. And it's great playing it with Soon because I'm not actually telling Soon, but I'm deliberately trying to build north of him because on the south he's cut off by another empire, but the north of him is free space, so I'm trying to steal all the north space from underneath him.
Nice.
Don't know why, because Soon's way more of a military strategist than I am, so if we actually went to war over anything, I'd lose hard, but,
Take it while you can.
Yep.
Then he'll take it by force.
Yep. I do not know if that... Oh, I got to try the beta for BlazBlue Cross Tag, which I'd imagine that's a thing that Addy may have heard of.
I don't follow BlazBlue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, none of the properties.
You say BlazBlue Cross Tag, and I just think you're throwing words out and hoping something sticks.
Yeah.
So,
welcome
do
to...
you remember the Guilty Gear game we always talk about?
The what?
Guilty Gear?
Guilty Gear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, BlazBlue is basically Guilty Gear, only blue, I think.
And worse, considerably worse. And it's a little bit slower. Like Guilty Gear will have crazy up in the air 30 hit air combos like Marvel. BlazBlue, I've not seen that happen in the game. BlazBlue's a little bit more grounded and slow, but the story sucks. The characters suck. I'm not a fan of BlazBlue outside of one or two characters. I like Tager and I like Hazama, but that's it. But the thing about BlazBlue Cross Tag is that it's a weird, huge crossover between BlazBlue, Persona, Ruby from Rooster Teeth, if anyone remembers X-Man being a big fan of that. And
Yeah, he's actually online
yeah,
right now.
I don't care. And the Melty Blood games, which are an incredibly obscure series of fighting games, and was very surreal playing as as characters from Rooster Teeth fighting against Persona or BlazBlue characters. I mostly tried it because I love Persona, and even though I've never watched an episode of Ruby in my life, I do love Rooster Teeth, and I like the voice actors for the main character, so whatever. And that's a decent fighting game. It's not a great one, I wouldn't say. It's kind of floaty as Japanese fighters go, but it's all right. And it's just kind of funny automatically having a crossover between those series. The thing is, though, like the main issue everyone is having with the game, the roster is fucking terrible. Because because legitimately, it comes with 8, at launch it will have 8 BlazBlue characters, 4 Melty Blood characters, 4 Persona characters, and 2 Ruby characters, which I don't know what kind of deal Rooster Teeth made to get screwed like that. And at launch, it will have DLC. The DLC will double the roster.
Oh, of course. That's how games work now.
8 BlazBlue characters, 4 Melty Blood characters, 4 Persona characters, and 2 Ruby characters are DLC. Now, I think they made the...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every section of the roster gets doubled by the DLC. And, like, it really fucking sucks for me. Because the guy I love out of Persona and the guy who I mained in the Persona Arena games, Kanji, is one of the DLC characters. So it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm not buying this game.
Yep.
Because I ain't buying this game just to pay extra to play Kanji when I've already got Persona Arena right here. And I feel really bad for, like, the Ruby fans. Though I think I did hear that they actually made 2 of the Ruby characters free anyway, so I don't know. I don't know, like, I try to play a lot of Arxis games, but Arxis makes it really hard to get into their fighting games. Because they're, like, actually I think Guilty Gear Xrd is on sale on PS4 right now, which sucks because I don't have the cash necessary to get it. But just having these $60 games and then further going with the DLC, because Arxis' DLC plan is terrible, because an individual character costs like $10 and no other fighting game developer does that. Because for Mortal Kombat, it's like, what? Hang on, it was like, for Injustice or Mortal Kombat, it was like $10 for 3 characters, right?
Right.
And for Street Fighter, it's like, it depends on how recently they've came out. If it's brand spanking new, then it's $30 for 60 characters. 60 characters, holy fuck!
Good lord. What a bargain.
It should be that.
No,
Just imagine.
No, it fucking shouldn't.
Honestly, I kind of prefer games with, like, a shit ton of characters.
I don't know. I like how Street Fighter's handling it. Well, I didn't like how Street Fighter V's launch roster was so fucking tiny, because that pretty much hobbled the entire thing. But I do like how Street Fighter V is taking a bit more time with the character development, and that way every character is more unique. But yeah, Street Fighter V, like, if you try to buy them brand new, then it's $30 for 6 characters. But for the guys that have been around for 2 years, the first season, it's $10 for 6 characters, which is crazy. And the fact that Arxis is like $10 for 1 character comparatively is ridiculous. And I mean, I'll be honest, like, at times it seems like Arxis doesn't really put as much work into their characters as, Street Fighter does. Which I hate to really make that statement, because Arxis probably, like, in terms of pure technicality, one of the best fighting game developers on the planet right now. And I still, like, I'm almost interested in picking up Dragon Ball FighterZ, even though I don't care for Dragon Ball. But it looks like a lot of fun.
I was in the beta. I can help you with Dragon Ball. Are you actually interested in how it plays?
Yes.
So yeah, you have light punch or light attack rather. You have a mid attack, I think, and there's also heavy attack on RB. You have a key attack on A, and I don't remember. I know. I think heavy attack is on B. Whatever.
A dedicated projectile button? Seriously?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
that is fucking weird for a fighting game.
Yeah, which is why I couldn't get used to it. But
A
yeah,
dedicated projectile button is exactly what I need because I'm the guy who can't do any inputs.
you still need to do inputs because you only do shitty ones that everybody can just brush off.
Yeah, but it's still a projectile, and that's more than I can do now.
But yeah, so there's that. You have on one of the triggers, you have a bomb rush button where your character will just jump up and rush the enemy.
A dash
quickly.
button? You mean a dash button?
Yeah, that. I mean, kind of, but not really.
I mean,
Like,
it sounds like a
it's
dash.
a dash.
It sounds like
It's a dash, but I think it actually starts off combos.
I mean, a lot of dashes are part of combos.
But yeah, otherwise, combos are not really hard from what I remember. From what I remember, the easier combos, so the basic ones, are just your Devil May Cry combos. So XXX, XXY, YYX, things like that.
I mean,
That's pretty much
that
it.
sounds like an auto combo system to me. Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of like an auto combo system for the basic combos. Then you also get to things like doing actual specials, which require real inputs with the like. I think if I remember correctly, for to do a Kamehameha, it was I think double Hadokens and then the key button with 3 bars of super.
Oh, a Kamehameha is a super. I thought a Kamehameha was just a regular special for Goku.
There's a regular move version and there's a super version. I
Oh,
think
okay, that makes sense.
for Goku, anyways. I don't remember the other ones.
I wouldn't
But
be
yeah.
I wouldn't be playing Goku anyways. Like,
But yeah, otherwise, I
mean-
think you also have. Yeah, go ahead.
if you've ever played an Arc Sys game, Arc Sys fighting games are the rare kind of fighting game where you can't try and play everyone. Like, I love to try and play everyone on the roster and try and get good with everyone on the roster in fighting games. That's not fucking happening in an Arc Sys game. Like, the characters are just too weird and out there. Like, you've played Guilty Gear before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There is a world of difference between playing Johnny, or Slayer, or May, or Venom, or Zato 1. Those are 5 characters that are, like, almost entirely different.
Yeah, I play Soul, I play Chip, and I play Johnny in Guilty Gear. So
Yeah, Soul makes sense, because Soul's probably the most, like... Soul is the Shoto. Except instead of having a Hadouken, he has a ground wave. But, you know.
yeah.
But,
But yeah,
playing...
otherwise, I think you also have like wall break moves. Because if you hold on or if you do a bloody heavy attack at the right moment, your enemy will fall through the wall
Oh, wait,
with a cutscene.
an actual wall break. I thought you meant wall bounces.
No, you can move between backgrounds like that.
Oh, like Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah, so there's that. There's also like destruction finishes where if you do the right type of super, you get a special cutscene where the enemy becomes vaporized basically, and then you get a shot of the world sometimes. What else do you have? You have there's also a team system where you can switch between characters on the fly.
Yes,
With,
yes.
I think the bumpers.
Yeah, the Marvel vs. Capcom tag system. Explain something to me. Is it like Skullgirls, where you can decide how many team members you have? Like, you can have 1, 2, 3 people? Because it was the thing I really liked about Skullgirls was that you could have 3 team members, you could have 1 really powerful character. Either one was an option.
That's actually that Capcom vs SNK2 thing.
I know that was a Capcom vs. SNK2 thing, which, again, Capcom vs. SNK2, another game that's on my list, but...
But I don't remember because in the beta, you were in the closed beta, you couldn't even choose your character, and in the open beta, where there was actually a menu. Um, you had to set your characters before actually heading into a match. So I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But like, yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ is definitely a game that's on my list. It's not number one on my list. Like right now, I need to be fucking looking into GTA 5 on Xbox One. And even for fighting games, like I'd rather be looking into Guilty Gear Xrd. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But
You know, the way some of the things that Addy was saying, it sounds like Dragon Ball is kind of a idiot-proof fighting game, and that sounds like it's right up my alley.
yeah,
It's actually a lot harder than how it sounds. Like I for the life of me couldn't get a win online.
right. But that's
There's a
Arxis.
bum rush button. It's perfect.
It's an Arxis game. The thing is, if you're the auto combo system almost always is like giving you one of the weakest combos a character has. I don't know. Admittedly, it is sometimes easier to learn combos in those kind of over the top Marvel style games, because those usually abide by the rule of do all of your ground normals in a sequence, then do a crouching hard punch for an uppercut to launch them up in the air, then go up in the air and do all your normals again and finish it with a special or a super. I mean, that's very much what I just do in Marvel vs. Capcom, especially because Thanos has a great air super.
The only freaking thing that Marvel vs. Capcom will always remind me of is the video that I posted last podcast with the Iron Man super explanation. Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't. All I know about the Iron Man, Iron Man Infinite is that it's there. I think it was actually
the thing why I posted the video wasn't the Infinite. It was because of the guy who tells you about the Infinite and how he tells you.
I'll have to watch it later. But oh shit, I almost want to say that the Iron Man Infinite actually was still in Marvel 3 until they updated it out. Like that's how bad the Iron Man Infinite was that it stayed in the next game.
They just forgot about it.
Yeah, which for a balance-based game like Marvel, Marvel 3 rather. That's a pretty big thing. Of course, Marvel 2 is the most imbalanced fighting game in existence.
Yeah, we really should probably pick up Marvel 3 at one point so we can have a PvP or something in that.
Marvel 3 or Marvel Infinite?
Marvel 3. If it doesn't have enough characters for a 20-minute video.
I don't know. Well, it does actually, but Infinite I think is more fun. Like Marvel 3, you guys are just going to be lost.
I believe it.
Infinite's fairly easy to pick up actually for a Marvel game.
Yeah. A
My problem
long
with
time
Infinite is
ago, I looked into actually picking up Marvel 3. It was like maybe back even when it first released because it was a Marvel fighter game, which, that's basically all it had going for me. But when I looked it up, it looked very crazy and something that I could not get into. So that never came to fruition.
Yeah.
My big problem with Infinite is that, well, the roster.
There's no Akuma. There's no Akuma.
No,
we get it.
No, not just Akuma's. Not just Akuma not being in. Just the size of the roster. I need to, actually have some. I have to reason why I'm buying a game because I'm not buying a lot of games. And at $30 with that roster, it doesn't matter how good a game is. I don't think I'm gonna get my money's worth out of it.
It'll go down in price soon. I guarantee you that because it ain't getting to season 2.
It's not selling otherwise.
No, it fucking isn't. Sadly, because it's a game that actually deserves it. But Addy, I'm glad you want a large roster for your fighting games, Addy, so that you can play one character.
I mean, I like fighting against different people. Is the thing.
Yeah, when we do PvPinks, he selects his one character and just has me run through the entire roster and get eaten every time.
You say that, but
The thing here is that Addy gets a lot of practice with one character. Meanwhile, you and I have to cycle the roster, so we don't get practice with any of them. Also, Addy, if you hate small fighting game rosters so much, then why'd you like Garrow? Because Garrow's got a roster of 10 fucking characters.
I like Garrow's characters, not Garrow itself.
Ugh.
And by that I mean, like, I didn't see most of Garrow's characters in Garrow first, so. And I never said that I had all of my practice in Garrow. Like, way back on the freaking dawn of time, I downloaded a shit ton of Mugans. And let me tell you, 90% of what I know is out of Mugen.
Right, but Mugen was pretty good about translating those characters perfectly.
Yeah, which is why I know how to play characters.
Oh, also, that Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, how much is it?
What's up with it?
The Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, that's coming out on Xbox, right? Or is it a PS4 exclusive?
Yeah.
Let me look up.
It's coming out on Xbox.
I'm actually going to look up the price, because it just occurred to me, like, we haven't talked about this yet, but it was fucking 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Street Fighter games all in one. That could be something we could have some fun with if it's not too expensive. $40. Okay, that's not happening. Pity. I do want to pick it up, but
Yeah. At $40, there are things that you'd rather look into or just save your money and wait for the price to drop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that is a game that the price will absolutely drop. Because don't get me wrong, I want to play some Alpha or Third Strike with you guys, but not for $40. I mean, I probably could, but I mean, I know money's strict for a lot of times. But holy shit, we've been on the topic of me talking about what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks for such a long time now, actually. All right, let's move on then. Addy, what have you been doing in the past week?
Coughing myself to death.
Okay.
Otherwise, I've played Fallout 4.
Again?
No, I mean, just in general, I played Fallout 4.
Have we talked about Fallout 4 on the podcast yet?
No.
We've talked.
We talked yesterday.
We would run into Fallout 4 and shit on it and move on.
Yeah. That's usually what we do. How many playthroughs are you at on Fallout 4, Addy?
The first one. I have actually deleted the game because it's getting removed from free to play today, so I might as well. I needed the space anyway, so
I didn't know Fallout 4 was on Game Pass in the first place.
It wasn't on Game Pass.
Oh, what was it on?
It was like a free weekend.
It was free, yeah, it was free for the weekend.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
So yeah, here's my character concept. I said I'm gonna play the game legitimately. And then I said, bloody hell, screw it, I'm gonna download mods if it's an option. And so I downloaded a cheat mod and made an Asian character who was a samurai, because why the hell freaking not? I already had the bloody mod downloaded, so I might as well.
I hope you're glad that you got to put all that emphasis into coming up with a character and creating a character just for the game to be like, okay, here's a white guy that can either say yes, sarcastic yes, questioning yes, or begrudging yes.
I've got an idea for a character, you guys. Then Bethesda looks at you and laughs and just puts you in Fallout 4.
Yeah, that's why I gave up later. So yeah, I made that character, downloaded cheat mod so I could just freaking walk through everybody, because at that point I really just only wanted to finish the game. And then the game crashed on me. I corrupted the save file so much that I couldn't open the save without crashing. So on to the second character, the same guy, only now he's in a mech. So.
You mean like every Fallout character? They're all in mechs.
Yeah.
It's a power armor. It's one of the biggest. It's on the fucking cover of the game.
But yeah, so I started the second playthrough. I got the freaking power armor. And then I went and downloaded the Gundam mode so it could look like a Gundam, because at that point I didn't even care.
Yeah.
So then I joined the freaking Brotherhood of Steel as a Gundam, and that's about where I was, because I didn't feel like playing the game any longer. The last thing I did was jump off of the Pridvan and jetpack myself down to the Brotherhood of Steel freaking what's it called, the airport, because with the cheat mod I had infinite action points, which means I can jetpack infinitely.
Oh, that actually sounds interesting, because I'd love to just break the game and fly into the skybox.
I've done it. The game. I've actually done it. The game just spawns you down on the.
Below the earth?
No, just at the bottom where you start, or where you'd actually be, basically.
Oh, I'm depressed it doesn't spawn you below the earth. That's my favorite thing in games, when the game just breaks to all fuck and you enter the landscape.
Yeah, where you know, the church or whatever where you go find the railroad.
There are like 30 churches in that game.
That's why I specified it where you that's where you find the railroad.
I
Or
did
have
not.
you not?
I did not get that far in the game. No.
Okay, well, whatever. There's a church where you find the railroad, and there, um, like on the second screen or so, I don't remember. There's a gigantic hole in the ceiling. So I was like, I have this gigantic freaking jetpack on me. I can fly or infinitely, like until my weight just puts me down. So why not try and escape the wall to see if they have any collision on the ceiling? And then I jump up, I go through the hole in the ceiling, I see just vast emptiness, and then I spawn back on the ground. And that's how I found out that you just spawn back on the ground.
The incredible thing here is that you download a cheat mod to skip all the combat. The combat system of Fallout 4 is the only thing I would say is alright about it. Because like the combat's better than New Vegas or 3's combat, which admittedly isn't difficult, because New Vegas and 3 were very much like that kind of typical rough action RPG format. And 4 actually made it considerably better by, particularly the melee. Like the melee in 4 is way better, particularly because of the implementation of the strong strike button. So it's strange to me that you'd skip over what is pretty much the only good part of the game.
I just really wanted to speedrun it so I could form a good opinion on the story. But then, yeah.
What story?
Yeah. The problem with all this was that, with all that, well, basically I played as a gigantic freaking robot with a katana, because I had a samurai mod downloaded, so I might as well. And the thing with the katana is that I actually wanted, like a thing you get in Skyrim, or not Skyrim, freaking Oblivion, where it's at least somewhat balanced. This wasn't balanced, let me tell you what. I did 1,200 damage with one swing.
That sounds alright. That sounds balanced to me.
Yeah, but I didn't need anything for me to craft it. Yeah.
That was sarcasm, Addy.
So
That was sarcasm, Addy. The average melee weapon in that game has about like 50 damage.
Yeah, like the base damage for that thing was like, if I remember correctly, like I don't know, 300 or so. And then once I got my character with all of the perks and all of the special stuff up to 10, it just jumped from 300 to 1,200 or so. Like, on Alpha Death Claw went down in 2 hits. The first Death Claw you meet in the game, he put his head out on the ground, I swiped him with the katana, and it went back in.
I don't get you sometimes, man. I want to play the games, but I don't really want to play them. I just want to break them.
I mean, with Fallout 4, like, can you blame me with Fallout 4?
My most basic review of Fallout 4 is that the gameplay is very nice. Everything else is just flat out terrible, though.
The settlement building could have been fun if it was actually in depth instead of just a thin layer there of, hey, build a water thing, build a farm thing, build a turret thing. Okay, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I just saw this. Shenmue 3 is from THQ Nordic?
Well done.
I forgot THQ was back.
They're Vikings now.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I'm still waiting for Darksiders 3.
They've returned from Valhalla.
To bring Ragnarok to us all. That's what Darksiders 3 is. Shenmue 3 will never come out because Darksiders 3 will end the world first.
Darksiders 4 will come out, and it will come with the Shenmue 3 as a pre-order bonus. Because the Four Horsemen has come, so it's time for Ragnarok.
I don't understand that joke, but okay. So, Pink, what have you done in the last week? I'm getting way too far away from the mic.
Can you guys hear the lawnmower outside? That might be a bit problematic.
Only vaguely.
Okay. Sounds like it's going away now, so hopefully it's gone. What have I done this past week? I did a lot of fighting games with Addie, and we attempted to do Injustice. We could never actually get into a match. I mean, the closest we got was selecting a character and getting into the match, but before anyone could land a hit, the game would just blow up.
Yeah, the netcode on the older NetherRealm games, I don't imagine is great. They probably kind of shut it down after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the servers are actually dead or something, because we always got what was it? The room is not open anymore or something like that.
Oh, did you? I don't know, because I wasn't the host, so I never got any messages like that.
Yeah, I got a message like that every time we disconnected. Like, the room is no longer open, and then just the game just quits back to the online menu.
Yeah. So, yeah, did a lot of fighting games. Injustice did not work. I saw Deadpool 2 in theaters yesterday.
Ooh, how was it?
I actually really enjoyed it. I was very nervous that I would not like it at all, but it was very good.
I am surprised by that. I thought for sure that it would come out and it'd be dog shit. Which, I mean,
yeah.
I liked the first one, but that trailer was too much like, oh, you're so gritty. Are you from the DC universe? Oh, hi, Thanos. Like, is that seriously in the movie, or is that just a trailer-only thing?
It is and it isn't. Like, the Thanos line is not the line he delivers in the movie, but the DC Universe line is. And there are multiple shots made towards the DC Universe.
Well, that's kind of easy pickings.
Yeah.
My thing is...
Can I just... Go ahead.
I just want to say, my thing is, like, the first Deadpool did fourth wall breaks, but only when Deadpool is speaking directly to the audience. And, like, not to compare Deadpool to Shakespeare, because that'd be horrible, but it felt like the kind of Shakespearean asides, where during a Shakespeare play, sometimes the character would speak to the audience. It felt more like that, and less like actually breaking the fourth wall, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the fourth wall breaks are definitely a problem for Deadpool. Like, the comics pretty much don't do the fourth wall breaks at all anymore because of that.
Yeah, they've learned, hopefully.
But the nerdy fanboys still scream and screech for it, so, you know.
Yeah.
They want acknowledgement.
Like, Deadpool fans are a whole other beast.
Oh, yeah. And they're multiplying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm awaiting Deadpool 3 that will actually be just the room only with Deadpool.
What is the room?
Oh joy. That's something we're gonna have to watch together sometime.
You two do that, I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm not a moviegoer. I think I'll pass.
It's not in theaters. Well, it kind of was a couple of months ago, I think, but yeah.
It was. I remember I went to the theater and for Black Panther, or not Black Panther, it may have been Thor Ragnarok, and during the previews they directly said, oh yeah, we're showing The Room, by the way. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think it got a cinematic re-release or something like that, because the book the
movie,
like
because the James Franco movie came out about it.
Yeah, the Disaster Artist.
I still haven't watched that. I need to watch that. I really want to watch that. But it was surreal when I went in for Thor Ragnarok and the preview started showing, and I just see fucking Tommy Wiseau coming on screen like, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Like, what the fuck? The internet is crossing into real life. What is going on? This is what it's like
That's
when
what
worlds
happens
collide.
when Donald Trump becomes president.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I'm awaiting literally all of the room, only with Deadpool instead of Tommy Wiseau, just as a gigantic fourth-wall break. Like it's the one joke of the movie.
Every podcast I get steadily more lost at Addie's jokes. Because I've watched The Room and I've watched Deadpool, but I don't understand where these two would ever meet.
And it's a May, you see, and Deadpool likes Maymays.
Well, you could have referred to any meme on the planet.
But yeah, but the Room is one that I actually know. I don't remember, I don't know what the memes are currently going. Like, the last meme that I freaking know what's going on was that stupid falling through the sky meme, and that's about it. So, you know.
Yeah. What fighting games did you guys play? Let's move on from that.
Neo Geo.
Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. Oh yeah, I was fucking lost during Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, and I've played KOF before. I don't want to know how lost Pink was there.
All these fighting games, they just sort of blend together to me.
Yeah, particularly because Addy's making you play the same ones from fucking SNK, so they use a lot of the same roster. I feel like this is the worst possible way to introduce Pink to any of the SNK fighting games. Like, play them all right here, right now. Do it, you fuck.
I mean, we'd play other fighting games if it weren't just SNK games and Street Fighter 4 and Tekken that are in Game Pass. But I think that's literally just all of the games in. Like, and here's SNK games and also Street Fighter and Tekken.
You're gonna play
I'm pretty sure I just went into the, like, Brawl category or whatever the Game Pass has and downloaded all the fighting games.
Oof. I didn't even know that category was there. I'm gonna have to look there later, but yeah, at least with Street Fighter and Tekken, I think we're gonna record multiple sessions. So
yeah, we played Tekken with Pink as well.
Oh, you played it without me, you fuck.
Well, I wanted to give him the basics.
Okay, yeah. I assume by the basics, you mean you beat the shit out of him while he still didn't know anything to get yourself the advantage?
No.
That's how the basics work.
That was That was a guilty no. I didn't do that.
There was one time where I admit that I think both of us were actually surprised at how fast the run was over, but other than that, I actually tried to give him enough room to figure out his moves and all that.
With Tekken? Fucking Tekken.
Yeah.
Tekken, every character has like 100 moves in Tekken. Like,
well, yeah, but he can figure out at least two, you know.
Alright, here's two buttons. Use them for the entire fucking match. Like, especially, it must be like, it's especially difficult with Tekken because Tekken, some inputs are very similar to others. So without practice, it would be very difficult for Pink to get some moves to come out without doing other moves entirely. Like, you mean to do a double dash forward, but instead you do just a forward move or a triple dash forward.
So yeah, how we played is that I was with one character and Pink was with two because he wanted to try them out faster, and there was this one particular round where he was Dragunov and I have no idea who else, and I was with Steve. And both of the rounds just ended immediately, and neither of us knew how.
Well, who won?
I won. I mean,
I fucking wonder how, because you have years of playing Steve in Tekken experience, and Pink's new to the game, and you're like, oh, I don't know how this happened. How could I have won so quickly? Like, shut the fuck up.
Like, usually,
I've never seen a person who's so high on themselves while also trying to be down on themselves at the same time.
I was surprised because in the other rounds that we played before it, like even when I was Lee, and I made Lee and Steve, so you know, even when I was Lee, like Pink either it took me a time to beat Pink, or either he at least got a round in, and that's how it usually went. He either beat me in one round or both, or it took a time for me to beat him in a round. You know.
Right, but like, you are an avowed Steve main. I remember when Steve Fox was in your avatar. Like, is Steve Fox?
He still is.
He still is?
But so is Lee. He's still in it.
What?
I did count all the rounds we did briefly, and I think I went like 4-17 against Addy.
I'm looking at your avatar right now, and I see Ezio, Akuma, Jacob Fry, and that guy from Contra.
Yeah, if you look into the lightning, you shall see Steve and Lee standing next to each other.
Let me see.
Like right, I think right under Undertaker or so.
I'm looking, but
Are they like they're near the SNES or the NES? So I need to check if they have been negated by the Jacob Fries. But
yeah,
yeah, like
it's near impossible to tell because there's so much shit in that picture.
I mean that was the reason I made it. Really.
Fuck.
Yeah, okay, you can see them. Jacob Fry completely blocks them out of view. But you can still see Lily.
I'm just imagining Alex looking at the tiny Addy the Hero avatar that I'm looking at, trying to find all those characters.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I see a lot of red.
I can send you a freaking high-res version if you want.
Nope. You don't need to. I already downloaded it anyway. I already have your avatar on my computer anyways because I have to use it to make the thumbnails.
But yeah, so like I tried to give big enough breathing room. I tried to there was times when I didn't try to hit him actually. I was just trying to out footwork him or just try to footwork so he'll have to hit me at the right time, but I wouldn't hit him. And things like that. So, he'd get a feel of how to play the game. So sometimes he actually beat me. And I mean, it's a bloody thing that happens. Sometimes I beat him. The only round that I'm still weirded out over is the Steve round, just because like as much as I love Steve and all that, I haven't actually played him actively since Tekken 5, I think, or since I first played Tekken 2 online. So I think the thing there was that, well, my experience for one, and two, Steve is not actually that bad to just button mash on with the two punch buttons.
Yeah.
I recall defeating Addy as what's his name, Kuma,
The bear.
and Panda.
Yeah,
It was the Bear Force.
Yeah, Kuma is always something to see. Like, I've never really been able to figure out Kuma myself, but Kuma seems to have crazy reach. So I don't know if that's his main thing.
If I remember correctly, he has a pretty good Tor 4-2 or something like that.
Well, probably.
I also like how when Addy would try to teach me moves, he would also say things like forward 2, and I would have no idea what 2 translated to. So like,
Then I told you forward Y, and you still wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I'm just broken when it comes to fighting games.
Let's see. We're sitting at an hour and 50 minutes. Is that about all you guys did?
We played Terraria together, but aside from that, I think we're good.
We played Smite right now with the new character, freaking Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, Chernobyl.
Did you call him China Bull?
Chernobyl.
Okay, it sounded like you called him China Bull.
No, I just say it with a Hungarian thing because we call it Chernobyl, so...
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to run down and get some lunch, but I can absolutely check in with Soon and see if he's ready, and we could go ahead and play our first 4-man assault.
Or we can shoot the farming simulator thing.
We can, but I mean, I think I'd rather right now, while Soon is available, get in some Smite, because Soon loves to play Smite with us.
Yeah, if we've got Soon, we do Smite, and if Ted wants to do Siege, then we definitely need to do that, because it's a free weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ted wants to do Siege.
He was, yeah.
Okay,
if he's
well
still
then,
around.
let's do...
It's like, we have multiple things we want to do this weekend, not enough time. Gosh darn it.
Well, Ted's not online right now, so I don't... We could probably do Siege later in the day, but I don't think we could do Siege with Ted right now. But yeah, we can go
Yeah,
ahead and
I'm gonna-
wrap up the recording
Yeah,
and play
go ahead.
some Smite with Soon.
Play something.
Yeah, play something. All right, so good. I nearly did the intro. What's wrong with me? I was searching for
Welcome to
goodbye.
the second podcast we're doing today. We just said we wanted to play with a bunch of people and that we had too much stuff to do, but we're running a whole new podcast now, so we hope you all enjoy.
So this week's topic, I don't know, freaking.
What did we do last week?
Well,
We sure as hell didn't play with freaking Soon and Ted.
It's been a whole 3 seconds, guys. What did we all do last week?
yeah. I stuttered and forgot what I was doing. That's what I fucking did. All right. See you later,
Oh,
folks. Addie, Pink, whatever. Say your bye. What? No. Yeah. Brain.
Adios.
Areolas.
My brain has stopped working.